Early this morning, India carried out a pretty serious strike across the border, Operation Sindoor. Precision hits on terror camps inside Pakistan and Pakistan occupied Kashmir. This is India's response to the horrific terror attack in Pahalgam, where 26 people were killed, mostly tourists. It is being called a measured military response, but make no mistake, this is a big shift. But the bigger story is not just about the missiles. It is the fact that we have now crossed a line that has not been touched in decades. For the first time ever, India has formally suspended the Indus Water Treaty. That is the agreement from 1960, which basically divided up the river water between India and Pakistan. Even during wars, both sides respected it. But this time, India has said enough. If you're not going to act like a responsible neighbor, we're not going to act like nothing is wrong. And Pakistan, they have responded by suspending the Shimla Agreement, which was basically the framework for dialogue after the 1971 war. That agreement said, let's talk things out bilaterally, no third parties. And well, now that's gone too. So, what does all this mean? It means that both sides have thrown out the rule book. There is no treaty left to keep water sharing peaceful, and no agreements left that commits that either country to talk things out, which is actually a pretty dangerous place to be. But here's what it gets interesting. India is not just going in with bombs and tanks. This time, there's a bigger game in motion. What you're seeing now is a shift to non military retaliation, using economics, infrastructure, diplomacy, and yes, water as a weapon. Let's start with water. Pakistan's entire agriculture system depends on the rivers that flow from India. Now, with the IWT suspended, India can choose to fully use those rivers to build storage dams, to divert water, to control the timing of flows. And legally, we are no longer bound to inform Pakistan. This is not just symbolic, it hits where it hurts: Pakistan's food supply, its farming economy, and its long term stability. And then there is trade. India has already pulled Pakistan's most favored nation status after Pulwama. Tariffs have shot up to 200% and direct trade has come to a halt. But now India can go even further. Push for global financial institutions to rethink their aid and credit lines to Pakistan. Use diplomatic channels to isolate them at multilateral forums. Even get global suppliers to look twice before dealing with a country that won't crack down on terror groups operating from its soil. And don't forget diplomacy. That Shimla agreement that Pakistan just walked away from? Well, it used to be their biggest argument whenever India said no third party. But now that's gone too. India is free to take the issue global, not to beg for mediation, but to make the case that here's a country that signed treaties and broke them. A country that shelters terrorists and then plays victim. Now let's talk about Pakistan's economic situation. It is not just about the strikes and treaties. The country's economy is under significant stress. In GDP growth, Pakistan's real GDP growth was a mere 0.3% in 2023, a sharp decline from previous years. Inflation has averaged 29.2% in FY23 with a peak of 38% in May 23, marking the highest in Asia at that time. Vehicle sales have dropped by 63% in 2023, reaching unprecedented lows not seen since the global financial crisis. And in August 2024, power generation dropped by over 17% compared to the same period the previous year, indicating that challenges are there in Pakistan in meeting its energy demands. Now, these figures paint a picture of an economy grappling with multiple challenges, making it more susceptible to external pressure. Look, none of these guarantees peace. Pakistan still has options: covert operations, cyber attacks, cross border firing, and so on. And the risk of miscalculation is real. But what has changed now is that India is treating these attacks not as isolated incidents, but as acts of war with long term costs. This is not just you killed our people and we bombed your camp. It is you killed our people, and now your economy, your water, security, and your international reputation are all on the line. This is a total reset. We are in a post treaty world now, and in that world, India seems to be saying that if you're going to fight dirty, we'll hit where it actually matters: quietly, legally, systematically. So, what should we be watching next? Keep an eye on whether India starts fast tracking dam construction on western rivers. Watch if Pakistan starts reaching out to China or to OIC for support. See how global powers respond. Do they pressure Pakistan or play neutral? And most of all, listen for what is not being said. Because the real retaliation, it might not make headlines, but it will be felt in crop yields, in trade numbers, in closed doors at international summits. If you found this breakdown useful, hit subscribe and hop on to the Telegram group. We are keeping it fact based, clear, and on your level. Thank you.